from Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking, and today I'm going to show you how to make your own mustard. Mustard is simple and easy to make and actually pretty cheap too, especially if you can get the stuff in bulk like I do. It's really cheap, and the nice thing is you can customize it any way you want it. More mellow, more spicy brown, hot, it's up to you. So I'm going to show you how to make a basic one. This is going to be a ground, basically like a stone ground mustard, but you can use just mustard powder to do a creamy yellow mustard, up to you. So I'll show you what goes into it and let's get started. Just a few ingredients. This is ground mustard seed, yellow mustard seed that I already had made. I keep a jar of mustard powder here, home ground. These are some whole mustard seeds, and we're just going to break them up slightly to add with the mustard powder. Some salt, some turmeric, some white wine vinegar, and beer. And of course, it's got to be Yuengling. You know, Yuengling, Pottsville, PA, America's oldest brewery. Yeah, this stuff. So let's get to it. And I'm just going to test these to get these broken up. I can smell them. That's good enough. We don't want them totally pulverized. We don't want it to be powder. We do want the seeds in there. So here you can see my seeds. They're broken some, but they're not pulverized into powder. I'm going to add my salt to this, and then my mustard powder, and I'm going to give that just a bit of a mix here. Temperature of the liquids counts. If you want to keep some of the heat, you use cold liquid. If you want the heat to not be so much and be more mellow, then use a warm liquid because it will react, and it makes a difference when you add the vinegar. So the next thing we're going to do is add our beer, half a cup. Or so. There we go. Give that a little bit of a mix. I'm going to mix this in good, and then we're going to let this sit for 10 minutes, and then we will add our last components with the vinegar. And you can see what it looks like here in a paste pretty much. I almost forgot to add my turmeric, and so I put that in here at when I got ready to start the timer on this. So it's been about 10 minutes, and man, you ought to smell this. It's amazing. And the beer is going to give that some really fun depth. If you wanted to add some other spices and herbs, you can certainly do that. If you want to zip it up even more, some fresh horseradish would really set it off. That's a great thing about this. You can make it just the way that you want. And if you don't have to add the vinegar, but if you don't, it's not going to keep long, only a couple days. The vinegar acts as a preservative and will keep that nice and good. If you refrigerate this, put this in a glass jar and refrigerate this, this is going to be good for, well, a really long time. Just have this all mixed. The smell is just amazing. Now, I'm going to put this, I want to let this sit overnight before using, because tomorrow, I'm going to make it with honey. I'm going to do a honey mustard sauce, and that's going to be a dipping sauce for my homemade chicken tenders. So, and you want to let it sit overnight to let that all incorporate. With the whole seeds in there, it can taste a little bitter in the beginning, but after a day or two of sitting, all that goes and it's smooth. So I'm going to put this into a container and let her sit overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow and see how it tastes. I can tell you already. Oh yeah, baby, that's zingy. That's good stuff. Spicy. So let that go, and I will come back tomorrow. So my mustard sat overnight, and here it is in my well-labeled jar, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like. And this is, of course, with the mustard powder and the partially ground seeds. So that means this is going to be hotter, and I also used cold liquid, which means it's going to be hotter. So I expect this to have some pretty good zip. If you want it mellower, use only mustard powder and use warm liquid, and that will tone it down a bit. But you know, I like things kind of hot. So let's give it a little taste test. So here it is in the jar. You can see what it looks like. Here it is up close. It's a thicker. Now if you wanted to make it thinner, you can add more liquid. So that's a thought for you. So I just put this on some cheese and bologna, and I didn't put it on real thick because I think this is going to be pretty warm. So I'm just going to do a little roll up like this. Oh man, that's good. And that is zingy. That's a spicy hot mustard. But boy, it's good. That'll open your sinuses, let me tell you. You know, mustard has been used for centuries for medicinal purposes. They make mustard plasters. That was used for many, many centuries to draw infection out of wounds as a drying agent. It's had a lot of, besides spice uses, medicinal uses. It's good for you. It's also really yummy. So, that is my homemade mustard. Nothing to it. You saw it was easy to make. I just let it sit overnight. Another day or two it'll be really smoothed out and really good. It ain't bad now. This would be awesome on one of my favorite sandwiches. Toasted Hawaiian bread with roast beef, provolone cheese, spicy mustard like this, and a little horsey sauce. Oh man. And this is really good with like garlic ring bologna, deer bologna, and cheese and crackers. Oh yeah. So, give it a try. It's not hard, it's easy to make, it's cheap, and you can make it just the way you like it. And you can add other things to it. I have a video coming up. I'm going to show you how I make my honey mustard dipping sauce for chicken tenders. And you'll really like that. It's absolutely delicious. This makes a great base for anything. You can even use it on cuts of meat when you're doing them in the oven. Pork tenderloins, roast beefs. It's really good with a lot of stuff. So that's my homemade mustard. Enjoy. If you liked what you saw, like, subscribe, and join me next time here in Helga's Pennsylvania Cooking.